Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Joseph. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or commentaries or reactions or anything in between, randomness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And first, I apologize for clearing my throat and coughing. It's that time of the year when it comes to allergies, so I apologize for that ahead of time. Yeah, I taste stuff for it, but it just still kicks my butt every now and again. Now, this is a review of the original Death Wish. Now, I don't think Death Wish is a bad movie. It's okay. But I've never really been a huge fan of it. Not because it's a bad movie, it's just, it's a movie of its time. And I think Charles Bronson, for what he can do, he's okay in it. I'm a guy, though, I much prefer Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. Death Wish 3 is my favorite. Death Wish 3, to me, it's what I want out of Death Wish, which is, I did much more over the top. This is much more serious. And no, it's not that I have a problem with slow burn movies. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad film. But also, I didn't grow up with Charles Bronson like other people did. Like, I grew up more with Stallone, Van Damme, Brandon Lee, Dolph Lundgren, Jeff Speakman, Arnold, among others. Even Clint Eastwood and Harrison Ford. Charles Bronson I didn't see much later in life. Again, the only one I saw when I was a kid was Death Wish 3, which I still think is awesome. But like I said, Death Wish 2 and 4. I liked The Evil That Men Do. I liked Murphy's Law. I like 10 to Midnight. All of them I like more than this. When I first saw this, I went, okay, it's there. I mean, it was definitely important for its time, because in 1974 there were not a lot of movies dealing with the vigilante type of story, and this definitely kickstarted a lot of movies to replicate that and follow it. But even at this time, I would say I prefer the Dirty Harry films more than this. Like I said, I guess to put it like, I'm a Death Wish 3 guy more than a Death Wish 1 guy. Yes, I even like the Death Wish remake with Bruce Willis. I do like it. And I think, with Charles Bronson, again, for what he's capable of, he did fine. But he's not the most emotional actor. I think it would have been cooler if Dustin Hoffman or Al Pacino, and I kept thinking, man, Al Pacino at this time, doing Serpico, doing And Justice for All, which I love, Al Pacino would have been great as Paul Kersey. This is a New Yorker, you could easily buy Al Pacino, of course, from New York, and I think Al Pacino would have had much more of that emotional, you buy him as a father, and friendly with his kids, and then you get much more of that emotional breakdown when this attack happens and the daughter gets raped and the wife gets killed, and that really big turmoil that you get out of the Paul Kersey character, and this frustration and anger and doubt and what am I supposed to do, and I was at first called a bleeding heart liberal, but now why are the cops not doing anything? Do we have to do it ourselves? I think you could get more out of it, like I said, in a dramatic state, if it was someone like Al Pacino. Charles Bronson, I think he's good at being Charles Bronson. And when he's being like the tough badass like Death Wish 3 or Evil That Men Do, I think it works better. That's why I would say I like Clint Eastwood more, because Clint Eastwood, you just say the same thing about him, but him, I think he's the better actor. I like Bronson, but I do think Clint Eastwood's the better actor comparing the two. And the script is doing fair with Bronson. I mean, the first time he kills someone, he goes home and he pukes. And, there are times that he's just not sure, but very quickly it's him walking around. Here's some random thugs, shoots them. There's some random thugs, shoots them. There's some random, shoots 3 of them. And it's kind of just him walking around randomly doing this. And then cut to the cops not knowing what to do. What's going on? Oh, there's a vigilante. Hey, we're on the TV. Stop what you're doing. Okay, check on people who lost a family, a loved one, or loved ones in the past amount of time. Okay, here's Paul Kersey. Okay, Lieutenant goes to the apartment. Okay, he finds some blood. And it's kind of just Bronson in the city randomly going to... Okay, he's on the subway. He shoots someone. He's... And this, I mean... It kind of just felt like a repeated thing for like the next chunk of time without really anything else. Even the ending, it just felt like... Okay... He's on another patrol. He's on another patrol and he shoots some. He gets wounded. He's in a hospital. The cop comes in, goes, listen, we know who you are. Cops don't want you because they don't want to make you a martyr. But at the same time, they want the idea of a vigilante out there to steer the criminals because crime has gone down. So just leave. Get out of town, don't come back. He does. He goes to Chicago, and that's where you get the moment where he does to some people being assholes while he's in Chicago. And people don't get mad. I like the remake more. I know people don't get pissed at that, but I like the remake more because the remake, I felt like there was more of a direction that the story was going in, and it's him getting revenge on the people that fucked up his wife and stuff. That's another thing is that I get why they did it, but you know, the people that that killed his wife and hurt his kid, one of them being Jeff Goldblum, a very young Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if they said off screen that they were caught or they just never were caught and he never will. I was surprised with so many Death Wish sequels they didn't try to bring Jeff Goldblum back. And be like a main villain if that's the case. Like that'd be interesting, like the Death Wish 4 or something. But I kind of sat there and went, I don't really know what to say because you know, people go, well, why do you like Death Wish 3 more? You know, I like the music, which right, it's the music of Death Wish 2, but I like the music had a better like driving soundtrack that's more interesting to listen to. I think it applied more to Charles Bronson's strength, which is being an action star. And the lines of dialogue. You believe in Jesus? You're going to meet him soon. You know, for Death Wish 2. They killed the Diggler. Bronson didn't say that, but someone else did. Death Wish 3. I think that just was more into the Charles Bronson's strength. It's a valiant attempt from Charles Bronson. I don't think he did a bad job, but again, for this type more of an emotional story, I just, like I said, Al Pacino I think would have worked better in this instance. Or even like a Gene Hackman. Like Gene Hackman, Al Pacino I think would have fit better. And other than, you know, there's a bit he goes to a driving range, and he's a great shot because apparently his father taught him about hunting anyway. And it's just, again, kind of random. Here's a random punch, boom, boom. You know, just rinse and repeat until the end, and then the end's like, okay, you got hurt, get the fuck out. Okay, I'll get the fuck out. By sundown? Yes. And it kind of just ends. It just... I respect what it did, but it's just... With so many other vigilante films out there, with so many other Bronson films out there, when I look on my shelf, I'm like, I would rather pick Death Wish 3 over this. I get more bang for my buck, more my cup of tea. I did even Dirty Harry. It just felt there was a bit more going on with the plot bit more going on with the story. Like, even the daughter, that story doesn't really get summed up. I guess you say it kind of does in Death Wish 2. Like I say, it's not like he ever gets his hands on the people that committed the crime. Like, Robert Forster was able to do that with Vigilante, but you're not in this. Like I said, Charles Bronson, he's a bit limited. Like, even when he's told that his wife dies, he kind of, like, has his eyes, like, kind of tilted his head. But I mean, other than a couple instances with his grown son, just, it felt like the plot was really going nowhere, and it was just kind of wandering around until it ended. And like I said, the music doesn't really come to much of a recognizable note. I can't tell you a thing about the music. I did like one bit of dialogue where some people were talking about this vigilante. One guy's like, "Oh, this guy's racist. He's killing more blacks than whites." And then the girl goes, "Oh yeah? Well, there's a lot more black muggers out there. What? You want us to increase the amount of white muggers so we have racial equality amongst muggers?" I thought that was a fun piece of dialogue. But like the cop character wasn't even that interesting of a character. It's like you didn't get to know anything about the cop, none of his backstory. I mean, there's really nothing I could tell you about the cop. I mean, the actor wasn't bad, but it's like the cop was kind of, he's on the case. He looked into Paul Kersey's apartment. He's told by superiors, we don't want him caught. We have to make it seem like we don't want him brought in because he'll be a martyr. And they did. And then he threatens Paul Kersey and lets him go, and that's it. It's like I said, just nothing really that noteworthy about the cop character. So I'm watching going, it's not bad. It's just, yeah, it's there. It's not a movie I would rewatch. Again, the last time I saw this was probably 10 years ago, give or take, and unless it's another request, I have no reason to watch this again. Like I said, if I want my Charles Bronson fix, I will go more towards The Evil That Men Do, or 10 to Midnight, or Murphy's Law, or Death Wish 2, 3, and 4, which is more of that canon action feel to it, especially Death Wish 3, which is my favorite Charles Bronson film. So, like I said, if it was Al Pacino, it maybe would have been a pretty different ball game, at least to me. It was fun seeing Jeff Goldblum, try to be like, "Don't jive, mother," try to be this like hip mugger with his dialogue. "Don't jive, mother. Give us the fucking money." And there is an interview where Jeff Goldblum does talk a little bit about it with, I think, Dick Cavett or someone like that. It's on YouTube. And, the rape scene, it's hard to watch, of course. Like, I'm one of those guys, if that happens, I'm really the type of guy that just fast forward. Because I understand its meaning, because it's supposed to be ugly, because rape itself is a very ugly scenario. It's just, it's like I already know, and just, you tell me someone's been raped, I'm already there with the anger and fuel, justified rage, all that stuff. So I don't really need to witness it to get more of that insight, so to speak. It's like, you already have me. I'm already hating these people. So that's kind of how it is with me. So I don't like rape scenes in movies. So again, whenever I see them, I just fast forward them. That's what I do. And yeah, people like, you like the remake more? Yeah, because I thought Bruce Willis was decent. I like Eli Roth putting a bit of gore in there. I like the AC/DC music. because I'm a big AC/DC fan. And I felt like there was a bit more of a trajectory in the plot. I like Vincent D'Onofrio in the film. It felt like it was just more of, there was a more direction of a story. Again, this was kind of spinning its wheels. We don't know where to go, and then boom, it ends. Here, it felt like, oh, it's a direction building up to Bruce Willis getting revenge on the people that killed his family, and again, I would watch that over this one. I know I'm alone in that. Just my opinion. But like I said, my favorite Death Wish is the third one. Third movie. I mean, he shoots a guy with a bazooka. He kills all the criminals in New York City at the end with "We'll be Magnum." Love Death Wish 3. He's come back to New York and he's taking the streets. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.